So this week we wanted to talk a little bit about why people flood to this remote area in the winter. And besides the RV show, a lot of it is because you can live extremely cheaply in your RV here. And it offers a really inexpensive winter getaway.
So basically there are three different options that you have for camping out here near Quartzsite. The first one is the one that we are using, which is free BLM land. You can stay up to 14 days on certain patches of BLM land.
BLM is Bureau of Land Management,
yes.
And it's public land.
And you just stay there for free. After that 14 days, you do have to move to another location a certain distance away, but there's lots of those areas, so you can basically hop around every 2 weeks all winter long if you want.
The other option for staying here is campgrounds. There's quite a few of them in town. They do offer water, electric, and sewer, a lot of them as well. And you can get pretty good monthly rates out here, so people flock to those as well in the winter.
So the last option, and maybe the most popular for people looking to stay down here long term, is the LTVA areas, or long-term vehicular areas. And these areas are still part of the BLM land, but they are designated for those long-term stays.
The LTVA areas do cost something. It is $40 for 2 weeks, so 20 bucks a week, or you can buy a $180 pass, which is good for 7 months. And what the LTVA areas offer is they offer water fill, sewer dump, and trash collection at the entrance to each of the areas. They also have portable toilets in random areas across it, so it makes it very easy to go camping in an RV out in the LTVA areas.
So as opposed to the area that we are in, we have to go into town if we want to fill up our tanks or dump or get rid of our garbage. So it makes it really easy to do the LTVA areas for just that really nominal fee, and you can stay here all winter long.
Well, there is a 14-day stay limit on the LTVA areas as well. However, you can move to another area just like on the BLM land and continue your stay there as well.
And basically that's for like making sure people don't basically create little semi-permanent towns.
Yeah, this is public land and we all have access to it, so you're not allowed to basically live full-time out here. It is very transient, but you can really enjoy yourself and live pretty cost-effectively doing that.
So like I mentioned, we had to take care of all of our water and dumping needs separately by going into town. We have only spent about $19 this past week and a half that we've been here.
That includes fuel for our generator, and you don't have electricity when you're out on the LTVA areas either. You have to have a generator or solar, which a lot of people do.
Yep.
But that $19 includes fuel for a generator,
propane, water, drinking water, and I think that was it.
So that's pretty inexpensive, 20 bucks a week to live out in the desert.
Yeah, not bad at all.
So Quartzsite is basically a big valley, and there are cell towers right in the middle of it, so most of the area has pretty good cell coverage, which is critical for being off-grid, as most of us RVers are, because we use it for phone and internet. We have met a couple people that actually work full-time out here and kind of use this as like a home base, as like a winter getaway. They'll come here and they stay in the LTVA areas, and then they go off to do other things for like a week at a time and then come back and continue to use it, and they work full-time and they can work right off the cell network, so that's kind of cool.
So this place has been an awesome place for us to stay here in the winter. There's so much socialization. You really get a sense of RV community, which when we're out traveling the rest of the year, we don't seem to get quite that much community. So this is really awesome. It's also been fun to see the desert, see the cactuses and kind of explore that way out and away from everything else environment.
And if you do want solitude, you can find that out here too. You can take your RV way deep into the BLM land. Occasionally you'll see an RV way the heck off, and they've got it all to themselves out there. So you can have a lot of socialization, or you can come out here for some peace and quiet.
Not to mention, the weather in the winter here very infrequently freezes. We're going through a little bit of a cold spell right now, and it's in like the upper 50s. And the rest of the time we were here, it was probably 70 degrees and sunny. So it's a very nice climate to be in. However, in the summertime, you probably don't want to be here.
No, it's going to hang 100+ degrees every single day. And That's when this town is only 3,000 people. So it's really hot in the summer. So that wraps up our Mondays with the Mortons about Quartzsite. If you have any questions about Quartzsite or anything else, leave them in the comments below so we can answer them on our Monday videos.
As promised, here is that footage of the desert bar that we promised at the beginning of the show. Our friends Josh and Kaylee from the Freedom Theory graciously drove us in their truck, and we had a blast out there with them. So hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next week.
Be sure to like and subscribe because we'd love to have you along on our journey.
Bye.